So there's been several studies that show that people who are more religious are more susceptible to conspiracy theories. This study has risen to such popularity and gained such traction that newspaper publications and magazines that are religious based, like the Deseret News in Utah, it's basically the Mormon newspaper, trust me, I live there, are now trying to tackle this issue. And while the Mormon solution is, well, you just need more Mormonism in your life, you need to give us more money, that 10%. I mean, just look at this study. They asked religious groups if Donald Trump was secretly fighting Hollywood elites from forming sex traffic rings. Only 19% of white evangelicals think that's completely false. The guy who was best friends with Epstein, 19% think it's false. The rest think that there's a shred of truth, that this guy right here, was helping to fight child sex rings. And I mean, we see that a big chunk of religious people are very malleable in where they can be swayed. For many, I would say, if not most, the idea that, they're part of this community that's helping solve an international conspiracy is a distant first to a distant second of the actual teachings of Jesus Christ and what that means. Just listen to the party of personal responsibility. Boo, Chris Christie.
In debate prep in 2020, why am I running for president of the United States? I'm running because he's let us down. He has let us down because he's unwilling. He's unwilling to take responsibility for any of the mistakes that were made, any of the faults that he has, and any of the things that he's done. And that is not leadership, everybody. That is a failure of leadership. And you can boo all you want. But here's the thing. Our faith teaches us that people have to take responsibility for what they do. People have to stand up and take accountability for what they do. And I cannot stand by. And as soon as I've started to be critical, after all of that, and after you offered me White House Chief of Staff, now what he does is call me names and belittle me. And I will tell you,
Now look, I'm no fan of Chris Christie. He's corrupt. He's as corrupt as your average Republican in this day and age. But to have the people that are claiming moral superiority over the rest of us to pass all these laws through the Supreme Court, locally, abortion, take away women's right, take away voting right, they usually summon Christianity as a guiding force for them.
All glory to God. This is grace. This is God's empowerment and his ability, and staying grounded, rooted in the word of God. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And I am directed and led by him. There was pressure for me not to introduce the articles of impeachment tonight. Well, not introduce them, but bring them up and call them for a vote. And I said, I have a peace, a still in my spirit, and I'm going to be led by peace, not by the pressure from the outside. And we've seen that on full display with the speaker's race, where Matt Gaetz and I were surrounded, pressure from the outside, but strong on the inside, knowing that we are purposed, and that we are doing what is right, what is righteous. And I think, just as you said, history will prove that. I'm not being like the press secretary and calling myself an historic figure, but history will prove that we were on the right side of the argument. And it is all about being led by the Spirit of God in everything that you do. I do give him all glory for where I am, for the people that he has positioned me with and in front of, to speak life into situations and to hold the corrupt accountable. I'm grateful to be here and to help get our country back on track, because we are that shining city on a hill. We are a beacon of light for the rest of the world, and it is the goodness of God that leads men to repentance.
I mean, our girl Boebert said God directly told her to impeach Biden. He didn't interfere to say, help feed kids, help the homeless, stop gun violence. No, he was like, I'm going to use this one time to talk to somebody. What, it's been like 2,000 years since he came down and talked to somebody? I'm going to choose that chick right there. And the one thing I'm going to tell her to do, is impeach Joe Biden. Yeah, thanks, God. Make no mistake about it. These Christians at this conference, they're not booing Chris Christie They're booing reality. Once this MAGA fever dream breaks, hopefully sooner than later, but once it breaks, they're going to have to start dealing with reality again, where they're not these detectives who are solving international sex rings or whatever else, they've leveled themselves up to in their own minds. They're going to have to come back to earth when the unsuccessful reality TV star turned wannabe dictator is gone, whether behind bars or lost for a second time, crying about the new election now. And in 2020, there was this sentiment, right, that we should be here for these people when this happens. But after seeing them attack the Capitol, after the last 3 years, what they're doing to school boards, going after kids, everything else, I'm not here for them. I'm not here for any of them. Because what I found mostly is these people don't want to be deprogrammed. They don't want to go back to being like Lori from Montana. They want to be part of, the Liberty Moms or whatever. They want to be part of these little sects that give them purpose, or it seems to give them purpose. They want to continue to be warriors in a made-up culture war that takes place in their bubble with the Fox News and the Newsmax. At the end of the day, people that consider themselves independents, I don't even know how you can consider yourself an independent anymore. You have this very center party and then you have full-on fascists. I don't know, oh, geez, that's a hard one to understand. But at the end of the day, the people that can still think rationally, can think outside of these fantasies, this LARPing, those are the people that are going to decide 2024. And with that 60% of Americans that support a woman's right to choose growing every day, now that places like Wyoming are banning the pill, and you're seeing the actual results, people like Lindsey Graham going on TV asking for a national ban. Now that people are seeing that, I'm pretty confident that we can beat the fever dream people. I'm sorry this episode didn't cover the 6 billionaires that died in the middle of the ocean. I'm pretty sure you guys got enough coverage of that. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Chud Report for full episodes, short episodes, whatever kind of episodes you want. I got them.
And look, guys, we can't pretend that Donald Trump is a man of character. This is a guy who paid off a porn star. This is a guy who has regularly lied. This is a guy who's abused people who have worked for him.